Today we are talking about Seth Walchand Hirachand Doshi, who was a visionary statesman who kick-started India's industrial revolution in pre-independence India. He single-handedly started India's first steam shipping, shipbuilding, aircraft and automobile industry before independence. On 5th April 1919, his first ship, SS Loyalty, made its maiden voyage from Mumbai to London. Hence, 5th April is celebrated as India's National Maritime Day. By 1947, when India became independent, the Walchand Group of companies was one of the 10 largest business houses in the country. Starting from nothing in 1908, this was an astonishing feat. Seth Walchand Hirachand Doshi was born on 23rd November 1882 in Sholapur, Maharashtra, to a Gujarati Jain businessman. He began his career by joining the family's banking and cotton trades. After a while, he set off on his own with an adventurous spirit of an entrepreneur who wanted to industrialize his country. He was the first to establish industries in core sectors like civil engineering, construction of dams, bridges, and tunnels. He started the Hindustan Construction Company, the Scindia Steam and Navigation Company, the first aircraft factory, HAL, which is located in Bangalore, and the first car factory, Premier Automobiles, which launched India's first automobile, Premier Padmini. And this was all before India gained their independence. While attention to detail was not his strong suit, he was very good with manpower, media, and leverage management. Most of his projects were highly leveraged, and he had a few rich friends that he partnered with for finance, the likes of Narottam Morarji, Dharamse Khatau, and Tulsidas Kilachand. He was a visionary who dreamt big and then executed with passion and did not let a lack of capital become a hindrance to his dreams and aspirations. After working in his family business of cotton trading and money lending, he was bored and wanted to try something new. He became a railway contractor for constructions in partnership with a former railway clerk, Lakshman Rao Balwant Phatak. The partnership later became Phatak Walchand Private Limited. Walchand proved to be a successful railway contractor. His partnership, Phatak Walchand Private Limited, made money first as a railway contractor and then as a contractor to other government departments. He built tunnels through the Bhor Ghats for a railway route from Mumbai to Pune and laid water pipes from Tansa Lake to Mumbai. Another construction company he founded was Hindustan Construction Company in 1926, which is today one of the civil and engineering construction giants of India. Walchand successfully transformed the barren land near Kalam village into sugarcane fields and established Walchand Industries Limited in 1908. This was first started as a large-scale sugar farming firm. It is today a diversified firm that manufactures boilers, turbines, and also supplies strategic components to India's defense and aerospace sector. It was subject to sanctions from the US for its involvement in Pokhran 2. These sanctions were lifted in 2002. The company was also a major component supplier for India's Chandrayaan and Mangalyaan missions. Another company in sugar and confectionery, the Ravalgaon Sugar Farm, was started by Walchand in 1933, and the confectionery division was started in 1942. The Ravalgaon candy that you remember from your childhood comes from the same factory. In 1919, he got along with his financiers and friends Narottam Morarji and Keelachand Devchand and bought a steamer, the SS Loyalty, from the Scindias of Gwalior. The idea being shipping was a growth industry with unprecedented demand, and he wanted to start a Swadeshi shipping company so that Indian merchants and traders were not always at the mercy of their British counterparts, who at the time owned and operated all the shipping companies and shipyards in India. With Narottam Morarji being major financier, Walchand named his company the Scindia Steam Navigation Company Limited and competed with foreign players. Another company that he started was Hindustan Aeronautics Limited. Hindustan Aircraft was started in Bangalore in the Mysore state with the active support of its Diwan Mirza Ismail in December 1940, who was a partner in the venture. Others who invested their money were Dharamse Mulraj Khatau and Tulsidas Keelachand. This was nationalized subsequently and we know it today as HAL, Hindustan Aeronautics Limited. Mr. Walchand's association with HAL was barely about 1 year and a quarter and made a cool profit of 20 lakhs within that time frame. This was because the government was concerned about the World War II and would require HAL for its war efforts. Walchand decided that the country would need a modern shipyard for all its shipping requirements and decided to build one himself at Vishakhapatnam. Those days, it was customary for the foundation ceremony to be done by a British officer. But Walchand Doshi, in a symbolic gesture of patriotism, decided to invite Dr. Rajendra Prasad, who was acting Congress president and later became the first president of India, to lay the foundation stone on 21st June 1941. The shipyard was named Scindia Shipyard Limited, and its first product, the ship Jalusha, was launched soon after independence by Jawaharlal Nehru in 1948. Since 1939, Walchand was interested in establishing a car factory in India. He came to know that the Birla family was also planning to start a car factory in India. In 1940, he signed an MOU with Chrysler Corporation but could not get clearances and concessions from the Mysore government. Dejected, in 1945, he established Premier Automobiles near Mumbai. Again, in this venture, his other partners were Dharamse Mulraj Khatau and Tulsidas Keelachand, who were also Walchand's partners in Hindustan Aircraft. The first car rolled out of his factory in 1949, thus beating Birla's Hindustan Motors venture in the race. But the Birlas would have the last laugh as they grabbed the lion's share of the market with their Hindustan Motors Ambassador, which was India's staple car post-independence. Why haven't you or I heard of him, or why isn't he so popular as his other counterparts like G.D. Birla or J.R.D. Tata? Most of his projects were highly leveraged, with investors and financiers being majority shareholders and him being the minority shareholder. He also built and operated industries and factories of national importance that contributed to nation building. Although he was fairly against the nationalization of his companies, without government capitalization, these projects wouldn't have survived for long. As the war effort required ships and aircrafts, his companies were bought out by the British government and nationalized. The shipyard in Vishakhapatnam and HAL are two prime examples. He also didn't have any direct descendants. He only had a daughter from his first marriage. Although he had a son and a daughter from his second marriage, both of them died in infancy. His brothers and their children took over his empire after he died. What can we learn from this extraordinary entrepreneur and industrialists? The first qualities that strike me are his ambition and vision. He belonged from a small cotton trading family but dreamt of executing and building projects that were way out of his league. He had a passion for industry and enterprise and wanted to see things happen, irrespective of who owns or runs them. He understood the importance of industry for a newly independent nation like ours and set out on a path to industrialize our country so that we may not be left behind in the 10th to 20th century. Much like Jamshedji Tata, who started India's first steel plant and hydroelectric generation company. He always kept in mind the power of media and how he could use this power to gather mass support from his countrymen for his ambitious projects. He efficiently navigated working with the British as they were his biggest customers and supporting the Indian National Congress as well. Walchand, along with Annie Besant and M.R. Jayakar, were the first sponsors of pioneering national news agency Free Press of India, founded in 1927. He considered entrepreneurship as an adventure and wanted to fulfill all his adventures. For example, he once visited Hollywood and was enchanted by the studios there. He came back and got in touch with producer-director V. Santaram to open Walchand Studios. Although this project never materialized, it was an ambitious project for its time. He was a man who dared to dream and lived to realize most of his dreams come true. I would leave you with a quote from Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam on Mr. Doshi. In my opinion, in one word, Walchand was the creative genius of the country. Thank you.